Hello, I'm Jonathan Butler from My Fit Mind, and in this video I'm going to share with you why I believe that RTT, Rapid Transformational Therapy, can be incredibly helpful for managing physical and anxiety-related physical issues. I am an RTT therapist, one of the most experienced and qualified RTT therapists, and I work with people specialising in anxiety, in growing confidence, but also in treating physical symptoms, and typically physical symptoms that are related to anxiety. Now, why do I work in this area? A lot of people focus around anxiety and confidence, but I work on anxiety, confidence, and those physical issues that I have seen so many people with anxiety displaying as well. And I work in this area for two reasons. One was, it was my experience. In my previous life, dealing with a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, I developed a lot of physical issues. Migraines, muscular pain, stomach pains, IBS, insomnia. And RTT really helped me to move on and put those conditions, those issues behind me. So it was something that was really helpful for me, so I became very interested in it. And then from a very early stage in working as an RTT therapist, I found I was getting really spectacular results with other conditions. I was seeing people come to me with eczema, with asthma, with chronic fatigue, with IBS, with migraines, insomnia, and people really making very quick change in 1-2 sessions, typically making really massive progress in what was happening in their mind and in their body. So that's why I work in this area. And I believe that RTT is incredibly effective because I've seen it myself. It's worked and helped me, and I've seen it work with many other people. So first of all, what conditions do I think RTT can be helpful for? And this is my experience. So in my experience, RTT really helps with conditions that are related to anxiety, in those places where when we're anxious, when we're stressed, when there's a lot of stuff happening in our lives, where we typically feel things in our body. And that really is our head, our chest, shoulders, back, neck, stomach, and general muscular pain as well. Because these are the places we typically feel these things first. So within that framework, what sort of things do I typically come across? Well, working from the top down, I work with a lot of people with migraines, a lot of people with insomnia, I work with many people who've got muscular pain. My own story was I had fibromyalgia, which is a constant muscular pain, muscular stiffness, and RTT was phenomenally helpful for me in managing and dealing with that. I work with a lot of asthma, eczema, IBS, and various autoimmune disorders as well. So those are the kind of things I've seen very strong results with, and areas I really specialise in helping people with. So if you are suffering, or you know somebody who's struggling with those kind of issues, they are things that RTT could well be very helpful for you in addressing. Now, obviously, I would always seek to understand what is the medical position, what's the diagnosis, what's going on, what have you tried? But typically these are things where there is a really strong psychological element in what people are feeling. So those are areas in my experience you can get some really great results. And just let me tell you a little bit about why I think RTT is really helpful and really effective for these kind of conditions. And there are 3 real reasons for this. And the first of those is that RTT really gets to the root cause of what people's issues are. So a lot of therapies involve talking, and that can be quite helpful for people, but RTT, the core part of it, and this is where it really differs from regular hypnotherapy kind of sessions, is that we will always go back to understand the root cause of people's issues. Because a bit like if you take your car to the garage, something keeps going wrong on your car, you keep blowing fuses, or you keep having particular issues, it's no good just fixing the symptom, the presenting symptom. You really need to understand what is going on deep down that's making this happen. So we will always work to understand the root cause, take you back to understand where this underlying thing comes from in your life. Because when you understand that, it becomes an awful lot easier to fix it. Otherwise, you're skimming the surface, papering over the cracks, or just guessing at what the issue is. So RTT is really effective at helping people understand the root cause of their psychological and often physical conditions as well. So that is the first thing. The second thing is that there are some fantastic tools in RTT. And really, the analogy that we like to use is that your mind is just like a computer. Your body is like a computer, and your mind is the processor. That's sending the signals to your body, telling it what to do. Your mind is sending the commands, the instructions to your body to function the way that it does. And sometimes those commands and instructions get mixed up, get messed up, or they're sending commands and instructions that really aren't very helpful for you anymore. And just like with a computer, if you give the wrong instructions, if you key in the wrong things, if you use the wrong code, if you're overloading that program, overloading that computer, if you're not running on the latest operating system, you're not going to get the right outputs and outcomes. And it's just the same with our body. We need to send the right signals. And if you take various pharmaceuticals, what these drugs do, antidepressants and many other things, is that they are sending signals. They are triggering your neurotransmitters in your mind to send signals to your body to tell it what to do. And these drug interventions, pharmaceutical interventions, are typically trying to change the signal that your mind sends to your body by strengthening it, changing that signal that goes. And it's just the same with using RTT. It's about making sure your mind is sending the right signals to the right parts of your body and getting that right response back. And obviously doing that without the potential side effects of medications. So that is a really, really powerful part of it. And there are some really powerful tools that Marisa Peer developed within RTT that I use extensively. And to give you a flavour, these are things called like the healing vortex, which is really, really helpful for people healing and recovering from injury, just instructing, commanding, seeing their body healing and getting better. Really very powerful visually. And also what we call command cell therapy, which again is just like that way of working with a computer. It is about giving clear, concise instructions from your mind to your body as to what you want your body to do, how you want it to heal, how you want it to repair, how you want it to function. And that is really incredibly powerful. And extending that analogy a little bit further, that command cell therapy, giving your body those instructions, it's a bit like the machine learning that you might be familiar with if you go on Google and you go on Amazon. It is the more you're telling your mind what you want, the more it understands the kind of things you like, the kind of pages you like to go to. The more you do that, the more repetition you have, the more your mind learns to go to those places. It takes you where you look. So those are the two really, really powerful tools that are out there. And the third side of RTT and why it's incredibly effective is it gets people results really, really quickly. So many people have been struggling with things for years, and often I see people after 1-2 sessions of RTT making rapid progress. So people start to see the results and really start to believe and really start to buy in, really creating that upward spiral in all aspects of people's lives. So people may come with a symptom that they're suffering from migraines, they're suffering from insomnia, and they want that fixing. But actually in dealing with that, when as an RTT therapist you do that root cause analysis of understanding why are you getting migraines, why are you struggling sleeping, you quite often find you're dealing with a whole bunch of other underlying issues that really make so many improvements elsewhere in parts of people's lives. So that's my experience. RTT therapy can be incredibly powerful, and it's really, I've seen it make so many changes to people, really changing people's lives. And I get messages, WhatsApps, emails every day from people telling me, the great things that are often happening for them after doing a session. So I hope you found this really, really useful. I offer a free 30-minute consultation if you'd like to discuss what's happening for you and any help that you may have, any help that you may want, or you can go to my website, myfitmind.co.uk, for further information. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching it on another platform, please do share it, so as many people as possible don't have to suffer in silence, that there is alternatives and there is hope out there to move on in their lives. So thanks for listening. I'm Jonathan Butler, My Fit Mind, And I hope you found this video really, really interesting and helpful.